Hello, my name is Sarah, and welcome to Bookish Babbles, the podcast hosted by our friend Alyson.
Who can't words today?
So here I am. Hello, and welcome to Bookish Babbles, where we babble about all of our favorite books.
I love that. Thank you, Sarah. I'm keeping that.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so we're back with another bonus episode, and as you can tell, Sarah's here again. Woo! So it's funny. It's funny. These episodes are gonna be released, a week apart from each other, but we're literally recording them back to back. Like we were just talking like 15 minutes ago, or like 10 minutes ago. What is time? I have no idea what time is.
We stopped long enough so I could go to the bathroom and have a snack, and here we are.
Yep. I could get some more water and say hi to Brady because he's currently upstairs right now, and upload the audio from the episode we just recorded. And my computer was throwing a tantrum, so I had to give it a minute to cool down.
So here we are.
Yep, here we are. So now we're doing the Folklore Book Tag, because Folklore, of course, being the Taylor Swift album, because as you know from my previous episodes, I've done, 2 Taylor Swift book tags now, so this is my 3rd one. Naturally, I had to have Sarah on for this one, because we both love the Folklore album.
Seriously, though. When we hung out last week, we were talking about how I would love another album in the vein of Folklore or Evermore.
Exactly. I think within the month that Evermore came out, I'm pretty sure I was just listening to that and Folklore on a loop.
Yep, me too.
Yep.
It's to the point where I have to play the clean versions at work because I don't wear headphones at work because I have a headset on one side of my head all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, I really want to listen to Champagne Problems from Evermore, but I can't. Oops.
Oh, I saw a YouTube edit someone made on YouTube, obviously, with that song, and they used Laurie and Joe from Little Women, and I'm like, oh my god, why does this work so well?
Okay, but I've seen the same video and I love it.
Yes.
I still have to read that. That is on the shelf over here.
Yeah, it's a good book, although I still think I prefer in some ways I do prefer the Greta Gerwig movie though, because it's so good. I love the cast. Saoirse Ronan's my Jo March, and I know a lot of people are partial to the '94 version, which I don't blame them. That's a great version too, and I love Winona Ryder.
Okay, but who doesn't love Winona Ryder?
I know. Yeah. By the way, for some reason, if you're a fan of Heathers the Musical and you haven't seen the actual movie, watch it. It's so good. Okay, so nothing else to really say, I don't think. Let's just dive into the questions because we'll end up rambling no matter what. Right, so
we're doing good. We're on some new shit. And here we
are.
Go on.
Took me a second to realize what you were doing.
Okay, but I love how I've just made myself an announcer for this episode.
Yeah, it's all good. My brain's only half here today, so I welcome it. But before I forget, this tag was created by Enchanted Reader on YouTube. There may be a couple versions out there, but this was the first one I found. So in my mind, this is the original tag. Okay, so question number 1, the one. Go figure. A couple you don't agree with.
Okay, I'm gonna give the most basic answer that one can give.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob and Renesmee.
Yes.
Why did Stephenie Meyer think it was a good idea to Jacob imprint on a literal infant?
Sometimes I wonder what goes on in that woman's brain.
And I told you in the last episode we did together that I had a theory that I found online that I thought you would enjoy.
Oh, that's right. Go, share.
All right, so I did not catch the person's name. I was searching for the post in the group and I couldn't find it. So this came from the Twilight shitposting Facebook group, which is an just like the name sounds, it's an absolute shit show, but it's hysterical. But someone posed the theory like yesterday or the day before that Jacob was supposed to imprint on Bella. The reason it didn't work is because of her mental shield powers.
Oh my god!
So she deflected it, and logically it would go to regurgitation.
I love all the shitty nicknames for Renesmee that have developed.
Yes, that's one of the things I love about the Twilight shitposting group is we just call her different names all the time.
Yeah, I think my favorite's Rasputin.
Yes.
But why does this make so much sense?
Like, come on, Bella's a mental shield.
Yeah.
Of course she would deflect that mental bond.
Yes. Oh man, you were so right, damn it.
And just think, it came from a shitposting group.
Yeah, gotta love the shitposting groups.
Take a shot every time we say shit. If you are 21 and over.
Yeah, if you are 21 and over, and don't do it if you're a lightweight like me. You will not be okay.
And listen, if you still want to play the game but you're underage, take a sip of water.
Yes.
Hydrate or dihydrate, kids.
Yeah. Even if you're over 21, we encourage you to drink water.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yes.
Kids and adults alike.
Yep. Did I ever tell you that there was one time in high school, my friends and I played a quote unquote drinking game, meaning we used soda and water for Mario Kart?
No, but I love that.
So basically, like, you had a can of soda, or in my case, it was like a little water bottle because I don't really like soda, that much soda. So you had to chug the whole thing before you started driving the car. So I chugged it. I chugged the water, and then at one point, I when I was almost done with it, I choked, and then I ended up kind of half coughing, half barfing out a lot of it, and then coughing for a good minute. And then my teammate, or because I think we were working in teams, my teammate, she was like, "Oh my god, Alyson, are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm okay." Drink the rest, and then I go, and then I fell off the track 10 times.
A drinking game in which no alcohol was consumed, but Alyson still drove like she was drunk.
That's how bad I was at Mario Kart.
Which is funny, because if I remember right, you play pretty well drunk.
Yes. Yeah, for my 21st birthday, my parents took a bunch of us out to Cheesecake Factory. I got drunk off a few strawberry daiquiris, and then we went back to the dorm and then played Mario Kart, and I did weirdly well.
And it was my job to babysit the drunk.
And I love you for that.
Let's not forget the other time I had to babysit you.
Oh, yeah. That's a story for another day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, listeners, this is how we talk normally. Imagine a phone conversation between the two of us where you're not here.
Exactly.
It runs basically the same.
Yep. Okay. I need to answer the question. So, couple I don't agree with. This isn't a canon couple, but it's kind of popular in fandom, and I'm just so against it. Lily and Snape from Harry Potter.
Ew.
Yeah. No. First of all, Snape. Snape calls her, the wizard world equivalent of a racial slur, and only becomes good because the person he was obsessed with got unalived. So kind of sketchy. Plus, even though we don't get to see it, we know James had actual character development. So, and he didn't fight on the side of, the wizard supremacist.
Womp womp.
Yep. Unlike Snape, who literally only changed sides because, the girl he was obsessed with got killed. And also, another side tangent, but when I was, watching this original tag video to prepare the questions in this episode, and when she answered the question, she said Harry and Ginny, and I was like, because I love book Harry and Ginny so much. And then she said, Yeah.
This is a hill Alyson dies
This
on.
is a hill I will die on. Like, I understand for the movies if you don't like them because they took away Ginny's personality. That's absolutely and like completely understandable. But in the books, I'm like, no, I will die on this hill. But then the person like made a video about and no hate to this creator, obviously. We're all entitled to our own opinion. This is just me ranting. But they made a video of like, you know, book couples that they don't agree with, and they talked about Harry and Ginny, and again, no shade, because they mentioned how like their first kiss in the room of requirement was like weird. How is that romantic? That doesn't exist in the book. Like I'm assuming this person, just based on that, hasn't read the books for a while, and they got, you know, movie events mixed up with book events, which is completely fair, because sometimes I have to remind myself all the time that in the books it was Neville who went into the Forbidden Forest in Philosopher's Stone with Harry and Hermione, not Ron, because the movies did that. Because, you know, when you adapt things, you have to make changes. But I've seen the movies so many times, like I always get that some details mixed up in my head. So I completely understand the reasons, but I'm just like, But yeah. Anyway, that's my rant. Also, they disagreed with Katniss and Peeta, and I may have left the video after that. I'm like, I've already heard one opinion that makes me angry.
For my mental health, I am leaving.
Yeah, for my mental health, for this very, very, very silly reason, I'm not going to listen to this person shit on my favorite fictional book couples.
Listen, sometimes you gotta protect the things that you love.
Yep. Oh,
That
man.
means, if that means stepping back and not listening to an argument that in no way affects anyone's well-being, do it.
But, and again, I just want to keep saying over and over again, no hate to the creator. They did make this awesome tag we could do, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyway, I'm not even sure I was making good argument, because like I said, my brain is only half here right now. Okay, moving on. So next
Are we under someone's bed? Because we feel like a cardigan. I'm trying so hard. I hope you enjoy my cringe humor, everyone. This is how I exist.
It's true. I love it. Cardigan, a book that you love but the ending disappointed you.
One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. So that is book 2 of the One of Us is Lying book series that came out a couple years ago. I loved the fact that it was a spin-off off of book 1. I loved that we got new characters who were related to the old characters, so we still saw them. But the plot was just convoluted. Karen. I only remember the fact that I liked the main characters and that someone decided it was a good idea to bomb a restaurant. Like,
as you do.
I understand that, like, you made it big off of the twist in book 1, but honey, there are limits. How about you?
I said Rune and Rising, which is, you know, book 3 in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And so overall, I do really like the book. I think it's a pretty decent, like, third book in a trilogy, because, you know, series can be tricky to end in a satisfying way. But there's just one thing that happens at the end that kind of taints it for me a little bit, and I'm just like, why? But also, after that, there are more books in the universe, and I think we're getting another one coming soon, but I'm also terrified because it means, you know, characters I love will be put in danger again.
Again.
Yep. And I'm just like, I can't handle it if something happens to certain characters. And also, again, I apologize for the person I will become when season 2 of Shadow and Bone comes out.
I have to live with that person, everyone. Remember that. Send me some nice DMs to my Bookish Lotus Instagram. Help me cope. I like pictures of dogs and book memes. Or talking about books. Hit a girl.
It's true, she does. Oh boy. But yeah. But yes, but yeah, if you haven't read any of the Grishaverse books, do it.
It's on my to-do list.
Yep. All right. Next is The Last Great American Dynasty.
Set in Rhode Island.
Yes. A villain you can't help but love.
All right. So, like I said, I'm touching on a book I touched on in the last episode. And again, due to how new the book is, I can't say a lot. But Beth from the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. She's this older woman who was acquitted of 2 murders. It's chaos. She's snarky and she knows how to use her money and her status to her advantage. But then you start to see who she is, and you don't feel bad for her because of, like, you don't forgive what she did, but you understand her a bit better. We do not condone murder here on Bookish Babbles. Remember, we do not condone murder.
Fictional murder, yes, not real murder. Oh, did I tell? I don't think I told you. I started listening to true crime podcasts.
I do that all the time. We'll have to talk more about this later.
Yeah. I started binge listening to Murder with My Husband.
I have not listened to that one, but based off of the chatty nature that we have, if you enjoy that kind of banter, I think that you would like Morbid.
Okay.
Morbid is so good. And everyone's favorite, they have a book out, so this relates. My Favorite Murder.
Cool.
I read their book last year. Remember, friends, stay sexy and don't get murdered.
Yes.
That is the name of the book, too. So I was reminding you what the title is.
Yay. Okay. So the answer for my question, not my question, my answer to the question, oh my God. So this book has been out for, I think, about 10 years now, so I think most people know this, but Amy Dunn from Gone Girl.
Never read it. I'm clueless.
Oh. Okay, a lot of other shit still happens, so.
No, I was more letting you know in case you wanted to continue.
Okay. But yeah, this character is, those who have read the book or seen the movie know, and terrible person, but fantastic character, and I weirdly root for them.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. See, this is why I say I don't mind rooting for fictional murder, things fictional characters do to other fictional characters, not real life murder. That's bad.
That is bad.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, on to the next question. Exile, my favorite song on the album.
Me too. I was just about to say the same thing.
Glad we're in sync on that one. So, your favorite dark, hard-hitting contemporary?
The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes by Alyssa R. Sloan. I read that last year. I got it through Book of the Month. I think you'd really enjoy it. So, in current times, a celebrity unalives herself. She used to be part of a girl band back in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And we go back and we see what led to this decline. And it talks a lot about issues that exist in the realm of the famous. Mm-hmm. And it's really good. I read it, like I said, I read it like a year ago and I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for her new release. Please hurry up, Alyssa. I need you.
We need it. For some reason, I struggled a little bit with this one just because most of the contemporaries I've been reading lately have been a little bit more lighthearted.
I was gonna say, you don't read a lot of contemporary to begin with.
Yeah. Lately I'm getting a little more back into fantasy, and then obviously rereading some books for the podcast, and then whatever book of the month sends me, which lately has been quite a bit of historical fiction, so that's cool.
You'll have to let me know how your most recent pick was because I'm interested.
Oh yeah. I need to catch up though, because I still have yet to read last month's book, which was A River Enchanted. I'm reading it right now and I'm really loving it.
Hey guys, join Book of the Month if you haven't.
Better yet, Book of the Month. Do you want to sponsor me?
Book of the Month, I post about your books often.
Yes. And
Find me in my DMs, please.
yep. You can book of the month. I already talked about you with my other friends and family. You can email me at bookishbabbles1618@gmail.com.
Hi, hit up bookishlotus@gmail.com.
Yay. Okay. I said Winter Girls by Laurie Hals Anderson. I used to read all her books like in high school, and that's always been my favorite one, though trigger warning because it talks about eating disorders and also and suicide. So trigger warning for that kind of stuff, because I've tried I think last year or something I tried rereading and I'm like, nope, not in the mental state for this right now.
I remember that.
Yeah. But it is a really good book, and is kind of, from what I remember, because it's been years. From what I remember, it was pretty honest. Laurie Hals Anderson's obviously really good writer. She wrote Speak, which is probably her most famous book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Winter Girls. Also, if you can, I recommend getting the UK cover because it's a lot better than the American cover that just has like the face.
Okay, but if you're ever wondering what edition of a book to get, hit Alyson up. She's good at this.
I think I've shared this on the podcast before, but I spent 2 years tracking down this very specific edition of An Ember in the Ashes that I wanted.
Let's not forget what you went through for the copy of Radio Silence.
Oh my god.
I literally have a copy of it because one of the sites Alyson used to try to get the copy that she wanted gave her the incorrect cover.
Yes. I still don't have that edition. So like the original like UK paperback of Radio Silence, I've been trying to get a decent copy for years and I still haven't gotten one. But I knock on wood, hope I can get it because I got that copy of An Ember in the Ashes. But yeah, and then you remember when I was in London that one summer and I ended up finding a signed edition of Radio Silence. I think I exploded a little bit.
I don't think I ever heard about that.
Wait, I didn't tell you?
No,
Yeah.
the only thing I remember about books when you were abroad was the copy of Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh yeah, because I got that at Shakespeare and Company. Yeah. But and it has the stamp of approval to prove I was there. But no, I was in Foyles in London and I ended up finding a signed copy of Radio Silence and a signed copy of the first volume of Heartstopper.
Love that. I just recently read the first volume of Heartstopper.
Yay! Did you see the trailer for the TV show?
Not yet. I want to at least get through volume 1.
Fair enough, but it looks so good and I'm so excited.
Also, am I right in thinking that for that series there's a trigger warning for eating disorders?
Yes. I don't think it's addressed in the first volume. I think it's more addressed like in volume 3, if I'm remembering correctly.
That was for me, but also for the audience.
Yeah. So thank you for reminding me about that part, Sarah, because when I look at Heartstopper, I'm like, cute romance. Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Winter Girls, it's like I can't forget about that part.
Valid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, volume 2, there's a beautiful like coming out moment between Nick and his mom, so that's a happy moment to look forward to.
Yay.
Yay. What were we saying? Okay, we did Exile. So next question. My Tears Ricochet, a character death that destroyed you.
Oof. Bridie from The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donahue. That book itself is a lot. Mm-hmm. But you really start to fall in love with Bridie's character. And then just suddenly, really close to the end of the book, she ends up dead. It's just... Look, guys, this is a book about a pandemic that I read during COVID.
Yeah, I read Station 11 during COVID, so.
I started Station 11 and then I got COVID. So I put the book down after that.
That's right.
Like, I started it over Christmas. I was excited. I got back to work on Monday, found out my mom had COVID. It went, okay, this is enough. And then I got COVID.
Gotta love that.
I was very happy that I had my Kindle app on my phone at that time. Guys, Kindle's very good if you're stuck in a hotel for 5 days quarantining.
Yeah.
Kindle.
Also, Libby is good for ebooks and audiobooks. They can get from the library.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, so for me, I won't say the character. I'll just say which book in the series. So if you read the Trials of Apollo series, The Burning Maze, book 3, you know which one I'm talking about. I'm still emotionally scarred. I'm not over it. I don't think I'll ever be over it. But I don't want to say the character's name just because even though the book's been out for a few years now, I know more people are getting into the Percy Jackson world, so I don't want to ruin that for them.
Well, isn't the series in development, the TV series?
Yeah, the TV series. They're supposedly going to film this summer too. So supposedly both Ballad is going to start filming and the Percy Jackson series. Though for both projects, we still don't have a cast announced yet. Although I think on Rick's last update, he did say they were in kind of the final stages. They're testing out like all the Grovers, Annabeths, and Percys together. So we could get a cast dropped on us any day now.
Speaking of film adaptations, you know what we haven't discussed yet that I don't know if you even know about?
What?
The Ari and Dante film.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's an Ari and Dante film in the works. They wrapped filming recently, so
what?
it's in post. It's in post.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry when I see that.
Yes, me too. Mm-hmm. Aggressively crying.
Yeah.
But also, I love Kevin Alejandro, who has a hand in it. I just love Kevin Alejandro. Like, Lucifer was one of my comfort shows for a long time. We love you, Detective Douche.
Oh my god. Okay, that's it. End of the episode. Gotta go drop my life now for this.
Just kidding. We still have about half the tag left, and we've already been talking for about a half hour.
Yay! See, we're in
for a long one.
Yeah.
We're in for a long one, friends.
Oh boy. Okay, what'd we just do? My Tears Ricochet. Next is Mirrorball, a character that goes through major character development.
We're back to this book again. I promise this is the last one I'm going to use for this. But Shay from the Book of Cold Cases.
Okay.
Well, we start the book off and you find out that she went through some traumatic stuff as a child. She's afraid to enter any moving vehicle that's not a bus. She's incredibly paranoid, like state-of-the-art security system on her apartment, the whole thing. She interviews an acquitted murderer. Question mark? Is she a murderer? Is she not? Read and find out. But by the end of it, like, you find out that she's getting into cars. She falls in love, and I'm here for it.
Excellent. Yeah. So I just looked at my document. Apparently I forgot to put an answer in for this one.
Oh, don't worry. There are 2 on this list that I don't have answers for. So.
Yeah. But I just thought of one. I haven't read this series since like high school, and I'm not even sure if I ever finished it, but I still have it. And the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the main character, I'm pretty sure she has a pretty big shift, but even by the end of book 1, because at the beginning, because it's a world where normal people that look like us, we'd be like considered uglies, but then when you're 16 you're like forced to undergo plastic surgery to become a pretty, and then you can go live in the pretty city or whatever. And main character is like excited to get her plastic surgery, but then by the end she wants to rebel against the system.
Okay, Alyson's looking at me like I'm crazy, so I have to explain because we're on video call, and I just stopped and just looked on.
I'm like,
I live in an area that frequents geese to the point that we have caution goose crossing signs on our road.
I've seen them.
I have not heard any geese in a while, but it literally sounds like they're in my backyard. It's like I'm sitting here and I'm just like, geese?
They want to be on the show too.
Sometimes I forget about them.
But yeah, I think I heard the Ugly series might be getting some kind of an adaptation, like either movie or TV show or something.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, what's the main character's name? Tally, I think. I know there's another character named Shay. Anyway, I'll just say the Ugly series. Okay, next is 7, your favorite childhood book.
7. I hit my peak at 7. Pictures of Hollis Woods by Patricia Riley Giff. Alyson, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I literally used to check this book out of the library every year before Christmas.
Aw.
I think I read it for the first time in 3rd or 4th grade, but I picked it up every year from the library, literally through middle school. And I just recently got myself a copy and read it before this past Christmas.
Aww.
Like, found family, a child getting out of the foster system instead of being endlessly trapped in it, finally having loving family figures. Oof, it hits hard. It's so good though.
For this I said The Night Before Christmas, just because I have Christmas themed. Apparently, I have a lot of fond memories attached to it, because I think since I was like a baby, we would my family and I, we always read it together every Christmas Eve, and then read it with Brady, and we still just look at it every Christmas Eve because it's just tradition at this point.
We did that for most of my childhood too. Which, remember, your parents are still married. Mine are not. My parents used to fight over who would have us on Christmas Eve and who would have us to read the book.
Oh, wow.
To the point that after my parents' divorce, there was 1 year where my dad realized he couldn't find the book because he must have lent it to my mom so she could read it for us 1 year. And I remember him like getting us kids bundled up and rushing to the store to go get a copy because he needed one.
Oh.
For those who don't know, now the only books I've seen my dad read in recent memory are all exercise books with lots of pictures.
I guess he likes picture books.
He really does.
Yep. All right. On to the what was that?
Now a major transition. We're going from talking about Christmas
to talking about summer.
Summer.
Yep. So August, your favorite summertime read.
This is not going to at all surprise you, Alyson. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, take a shot every time this book is mentioned.
But I mean, come on! It is an ideal summer story.
Yeah.
They meet at the swimming pool.
Yep.
They fall in love as Dante teaches Ari to swim. They go out to the desert to watch the stars.
Yeah. They go camping in the sequel.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said any Morgan Matson book. Those are all very summery books. Though I still haven't read the newest one that came out last year or something. Because I have this thing where I have to read them in the summer, and it came out and I didn't read it by the end of the summer, so I'm like, nope, gotta wait till next year now when it's summer. So I'm gonna read it this year.
Yep.
And next one is This Is Me Trying, a book that always pulls you out of a slump.
So I'm going to back up and give a general author here, and then I'll give the book that it's been recently. This is an author you introduced me to, and I adore. Nina LaCour. Recently, it's been Watch Over Me. I reread Watch Over Me not too long ago. But, she always finds a way to pull me out.
The Percy Jackson series for me, every time.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know. Who'd have thought? Yeah. Yeah, generally, like, I don't know, rereading something you love tends to help pull me out of a slump. And Percy Jackson world, very immersive. I always get excited about books again after reading them.
Yes.
All right, on to the next question. Illicit Affairs, your guilty pleasure read.
This is probably my second favorite song off of this album. And this, believe it or not, is one of the ones that I did not have an answer for.
Okay, I'm glad you weren't the only one who struggled with this.
I figured it out sitting here, though, and I think what I needed to do is look at it not as one book, but as a subset. I love witchy books. Like,
yes!
The X-Hex, Payback's a Witch, the Practical Magic books. I have a pile of, like, witchy books that I need to read because every once in a while, that's the only thing I want.
Yeah. Oh, have you read Mooncakes? I got it from the library recently, and I adored it.
Not yet. I have a question for you about witchy books. Have you read the X-Hex yet?
Yeah, I did. I read it last October.
There's a sequel coming out this year. It does not follow the same character. It follows another character from book one.
Ooh, nice.
I think it's called The Kiss Curse.
Okay.
And it comes out before Halloween. I think it comes out a couple weeks after your birthday, which will be September.
Nice. Do you think Book of the Month will have that as one of their options again?
It wouldn't surprise me if they do it as an add-on.
Yep. I'll probably hold off on getting it just so I can see if Book of the Month does it.
I mean, look at me. I lucked out last month. Out of I had 3 most anticipated releases last month, and Book of the Month had 2 of them.
I know, that was awesome. Okay. I just said Mortal Instruments because I don't know, as time goes on, I don't feel very guilty about the things I've read anymore because it's like I read it, I enjoyed it. Who cares if it's not like, high art or whatever? Although I know Mortal Instruments gets trashed on, especially on TikTok, so I just gave that as an answer, though I still enjoy the series. But it is the weakest of all the Shadowhunter book series.
Listen, as long as it's not hurting anyone.
Yep. And listen, it doesn't technically it doesn't promote incest. They're not actually related.
It's the same argument that everyone has for the Umbrella Academy.
Yep. Oh boy. Okay, on to the next question. Invisible String, your book boyfriend/girlfriend.
Any guesses from my book boyfriend, Alyson?
Levi?
Yes. You heard it, folks. Levi from Fangirl. I love this boy.
Yeah.
I love this boy. I first read the book when I was in high school. Somebody bought it as a joke for my 16th birthday.
Joke's on them.
It's funny because years later, not too long, actually, it's my friend Haley we talked about last episode.
Oh. Hi, Haley, again.
She got it for me as a joke because I'm known for fangirling over things. Hi, I'm neurodivergent and I'm fixating on things. That's what's happening. So it was the joke that I fangirled over things. So she found this book and she goes, "Oh, Sarah, it's perfectly named for you. Here, happy birthday."
Oh.
Read it, loved Levi. And years later, I read it last year, actually. And it holds up, and I am still in love with this man.
Yeah. When I inevitably cover Fangirl on this podcast, I'm definitely having you back on for that.
Yes, please. Let me swoon about Levi for a while.
Yeah, of course. It'll just be like a 30-minute segment of Sarah swooning over Levi.
At least we found out in that Rainbow Rowell short story that he's happy.
With his bison.
Living on a farm with his bison.
Yep, gotta love it. He also makes a cameo in the book Landline.
Yes, I don't remember how, though.
It's at the airport. He's on the same flight as the main character whose name I've forgotten. Georgie. That's her name.
I need a new copy of that book. Mine got ruined recently. Oh, no. No, I lied. It was not ruined, but it was damaged, and that upset me. So I donated it to a little free library.
Okay. All right. So my book boyfriend is surprise to no one who knows me, Jem Carstairs from the Infernal Devices.
Oh my god, I never would have thought.
I love this man, and he would write me a song on the violin. Who doesn't want that? Next question. Mad Woman, your favorite strong female protagonist. I love this song too. This might be one of my favorites.
Another one I did not have an answer for. I think it's because I read so many books that recently I've been reading fiction, which does not help me.
Mm-hmm.
Strong in a different sense here. The protagonist of Will Be Okay by Nina LaCour.
That's a good one though.
Because she's gone through so much. And I found out recently that Nina LaCour wrote that after her grandfather died.
That just makes it 10 times better.
And as someone who I was really close to my grandfather and I lost him about a year and a half ago now, she hits the notes just right. But the book is so good, and I love seeing her trying to remend this relationship that she had with her best friend. It's another Christmas book, guys.
Yeah. All the Christmas books today.
All of them.
Yep. In a holidays.
In a holidays.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Love that book.
I got a new recently.
What was that?
I got a new copy of that recently.
Oh, yay.
Well, I got a faulty copy when I bought it from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So right toward the end of the book where things are getting good, like the whole thing where she figures out like how to make it work with him, my book had the top 3 lines of each page missing.
What are the chances of that?
And I was buddy reading it on Instagram with a group of people, and I literally had to ask the group to send me pictures of the pages. Because I was missing 3 lines. 3 lines is incredibly significant.
Mm-hmm.
Per page.
Yeah.
For like 10 pages.
That's insane. But okay. I haven't answered the question yet, have I?
No, you have not.
Okay. I said Helene from In Ember and the Ashes. She's one of the best warriors. She's a strong she's a strong leader. She can talk better than me. She has some amazing character development too, and I love both her and how do you say her name? Layla? I don't know how to say her name. The other main character. They're both fantastic, and I love them. Next one is Epiphany, a character that has overcome a lot.
Mila from Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour.
Yeah.
Hi, I really love Nina LaCour, in case you didn't know.
What? No one picked up on that.
Like, to the point that I've been meaning to go back and re-listen to her podcast on writing. But Mila was the whole plot of Watch Over Me is that this character is brought to a farm where there are ghosts of characters' trauma.
Yay.
Oh no. And she has to re-reckon with everything that has happened to her in order to embrace that ghost.
Is it bad the first time I saw the cover for Watch Over Me when it was coming out? I was afraid it was, and I heard she was going to a farm. I was afraid it was going to be something like the movie Midsommar with Florence Pugh.
That is not bad at all. I have not seen that though.
Yeah. That movie is like everyone who sees it is like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yep.
Yeah. But it has Florence Pugh, so there you go.
So who is your character who has overcome a lot?
Inej from Six of Crows. Because the girl was literally kidnapped, sold into sex slavery, and then became and then Kaz helped buy her freedom so she could go work for him, and she, spies on people in Ketterdam. And then goes on an epic heist. Woo! So that's a lot to go through.
That is a lot.
Mm-hmm. And she's just one of the best characters I see in mainstream YA, and the actress who plays her in the show is a huge fan of the books, and she does so much justice for the character. So I'm really proud of her, and I hope after the show's done, she has a fantastic career.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And just the whole cast too, because they're all fantastic. All right. Next question. Betty, a character that deserved better.
Both of the main characters from This Is How We Lose the Time War.
Yep.
Especially Blue.
Justice for Blue.
Justice for Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Red kinda gets justice for Blue.
Mm-hmm. But still, what was that? How dare you, author?
Authors.
Oh, right, authors. Can you tell I've forgotten so much of what happened about that book?
That does not surprise me. You read a lot.
Yeah. Other than emotional trauma, that's what I remember more than anything.
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
I swear TikTok has ruined our brains.
I've just learned to roll with it. I still quote Vines, dude.
What you got there? A knife? No!
No, catch me going down the road, learning how to drive, seeing road work ahead sign and going, I sure hope it does. Hi, I got my learner's permit 2 weeks ago.
Yay.
I'm learning to drive and I'm already making freaking Vine references going down the road.
It's all good. All right. We're almost there. We got 2 more questions. So next we have Peace. Your favorite fictional couple, bonus points if they've been through a lot together.
I'm going to back you up. You forgot to answer the last question.
Oh, I did? Shit. Okay. Oh yeah, Betty. Characters is better. Jessup from Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Go back a few weeks ago on this podcast and you'll hear all my ramblings about how much I love Jessup.
I've made it a point, sadly, not to listen to these episodes because Alicia plans on reading them and they're reading the book and I don't want to spoil it on accident.
Good plan.
I have, however, told her to read it and listen to the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, if you ever want to talk to somebody about it, you can listen to the episodes.
Yay. I just start getting all these messages from them. Okay, now we're on to Peace. What was it? Okay. Your favorite fictional couple, bonus points if they've been through a lot.
Chloe and Red from Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I love that book for so many reasons. Talia Hibbert, it took me a second to remember her name. That's why I just kind of gasped and stared off into the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Talia Hibbert is nailing this series. Admittedly, I need to finish book 2 and read book 3, but we have 3 romance novels about women of color. And I love Chloe and Red and watching them get over their mutual trauma, well, not get over, but work through their individual traumas together.
Sounds beautiful.
Beautiful, yes, but possibly a little too steamy for you.
Yeah.
Do not read that book if you're not a legal adult, listeners. I see you.
Okay, I'm going to answer the question so I don't forget, like last time. I very basic answer. Percy and Annabeth, they literally go through hell together and back. So, what more can you say?
Okay, but did they actually go to hell and back? A la Orpheus and Eurydice?
Listen, they went a level down. They went to Tartarus. That's deeper than the underworld.
I just wanted an excuse to make a Hades Town reference. So
Fair enough.
I picked up the first volume of Lore Olympus, which is all about Hades and Persephone.
I need to read that, especially because Volume 2 is coming out this summer.
Yes, I'm so excited. My mom got me Volume 1 for Christmas.
Yay!
And just like that, friends, we're at the last question. Believe it or not, you made it this far.
Woo.
We talk a lot. We're proud of you.
Yep. If you've stuck around this long and have put up with us this long, thank you.
I think at this point you should follow us on Instagram because you clearly like us.
Okay, last question. Is hoax a fictional breakup that destroyed you?
Okay. This is hard. This is one of the ones that I did not have an answer to. But can we just acknowledge that in All the Bright Places there was no breakup? He just turned up dead.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it hurts, man. It hurts. When I was younger, melodrama, we're going back. Alyson missed, I bet you Alyson missed this.
Oh no.
The House of Night books by PC Cast and Kristen Cast.
Oh, I know those because I saw them everywhere at like Walmart during the Twilight boom, but I never read them.
It's weird to remember that they were written by mother and daughter when they're
really?
mentioned. Yes, mother and daughter, PC and Kristen Cast wrote them together.
Okay.
But there is no steam in those books from what I remember, but there are enough adult themes that it makes me uncomfortable that mother and daughter wrote them together. But I remember being absolutely heartbroken when the main character has to break up with her human boyfriend because she's a vampire.
Whoops.
Especially since, like, you know how Bella is a blood singer for Edward?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
But she's like, I have to break up with you. I might not survive the change. Because where vampires in, like, Twilight and other universes always survive into the new process. Hi, in this series, you can just drop dead one day in the middle of the change. Just your body just decides, nah, I'm good.
Wow.
Hi, Stevie Ray in book 1. Still sad about it. She is my favorite.
Oh man. Okay. Speaking of like main characters breaking up with their human boyfriends, I put Laurel and David from the Wings series. Did you ever like hear or see that one?
Nope.
Yeah. I read this in 8th grade, so again, like when the Twilight movies were coming out, and I remember even hearing that it was optioned for a movie starring Miley Cyrus, but that never happened. So throwback to that. Yeah, basically the main character discovers she's a fairy, but not the usual fairies. Like fairies are like plants. But they, walk and talk and look like humans. It's weird. And they have some magic powers. But anyway, love triangle between Laurel, the main character, who was raised by humans and only discovers when she's, like 16 that she's a fairy. Has a human boyfriend she meets at her new school because she's been homeschooled her whole life. And then another fairy dude comes in and introduces her to the whole world. There's a love triangle between them. In the middle of the series, she and David break up because they have an argument, and I was on Team David, so I was very upset about that.
It's funny that you mentioned Miley Cyrus because the whole time we've been answering this question, the only thing going through my head is from another Disney hit from this time. What about us? What about everything we've been through? What about trust?
You know I never
wanted to hurt you. What about me?
Oh man, the fact I listened to that on repeat when I was 10.
Who didn't? Cue us listening to breakup songs long before we knew what a relationship was like.
Oh man, back when I'm like listening to it, thinking I understood real pain.
Listening to Taylor Swift on CD.
Yes.
CDs.
Listen, my mom had an iTunes account. She got the Speak Now album and burnt it onto a blank CD for me.
Oh my god. That's the most 2000s thing ever.
I know. But it wasn't the one with she didn't have the song it didn't have the song Ours on there. So years later when I went back and started looking at the Speak Now stuff, because I'm waiting for the re-release to happen, I'm like, wait, what's this song? Somehow I missed that one.
Let's not forget that the Sapphics have taken over mine, claiming it is a Sapphic song now.
Oh, okay then.
I'm here for it.
Cool. All right. And okay, we haven't yes, we answered all the questions. I lost track.
And we even went full circle by ending the episode talking about Taylor Swift again.
Yay, see, we did it. We totally planned that.
Totally.
We're very organized people when it comes to this stuff. Can't you tell?
And this episode is only a few minutes longer than the other tag video that we did.
Yay. And my computer's not throwing a tantrum right now, so we're getting better at this.
Yes, we are. We'll have to do more. Especially as I'm writing my own book tags for this.
I can't wait to debut this tag on this podcast.
It's gonna be fun.
Yay. Okay, so my brain's only half here. I've forgotten how to wrap up these things. All
right, friends, there we have it. We've given you all of our answers to the Folklore Book Tag. Tune in next episode for more of Alyson talking solo about the Hunger Games books.
Yeah, you guys are back to listening to me talking to a void. Haha. And once again, thank you, Sarah, for doing this. I love having you here, and we'll definitely have to do more. It might take us, like 3 months to get organized, but we'll eventually do it.
Like it did the first time?
Exactly.
Hey, guys, hit us up on Instagram. Let us know how much you love having me here. It'll further encourage us to actually get our stuff together.
Yay! Yep, I'll put all her information in the show notes. She has a fantastic bookstagram, and usual stuff. My podcast Instagram and email are in there. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions, thoughts, feedback, all that good stuff. Okay.
All right, friends.
And with that being said, have a great day/night whenever you're listening to this, and we'll talk to you all next time. Bye.
And remember, hydrate or dihydrate.
Yes.
Bye.
Very important. Bye.